Let's be honest, we all know stories of besieged cities, but Constantinople, that was something else entirely. It was the New York of the Middle Ages. For 1,000 years, everyone, literally everyone, tried to conquer this city. Vikings, Arabs, Huns, they all failed to break through its walls. And then along comes this 21-year-old guy, Sultan Mehmed II, and says, "I'm going to do it." Today, we're not just looking at the dates, we're looking at how technology, sheer madness, and a ship transporting troops over a mountain forever reshaped the world map. Stay tuned, because what happened in 1453 is practically a Hollywood thriller. First, let's talk about the technology, and this is something that particularly fascinates me as an engineer. This city had the Theodosian walls. It wasn't just a simple fence. Anyone trying to get through them was practically dead before they could even get a ladder up. But the emperor in the city, Constantine XI, had a problem. He had the walls, but hardly any people left. The city was like a beautiful vintage car that's run out of gas. And on the other side of the Bosphorus, there stood the most modern army of the time, and they had a monster with them. Now things get interesting. Mehmed II knew bow and arrow wouldn't get us anywhere here, so he hired a Hungarian engineer named Orban. Orban built him a cannon so large it had to be pulled by 60 oxen. This thing fired stone balls weighing almost 600 kilograms. Sure, it was slow. You could only fire it a few times a day, but every hit was like an earthquake. Here, the age of gunpowder literally reduced the Middle Ages to rubble. But you know what the crazy thing was? The Byzantines often repaired the walls at night, faster than the Ottomans could bombard them during the day. It was a brutal race against time. And now comes my favorite part of the story. Mehmed couldn't get his ships into the city's harbor because the Byzantines had stretched a heavy iron chain across the water. Dead end, not for Mehmed. He simply said, "If we can't go through the water, we'll go overland." In a single night, he had his fleet hauled over a hill on greased logs, right into the defenders' backs. Guys, imagine the logistics. It's a masterpiece. When the Byzantines looked out the window in the morning and saw the Ottoman fleet in their safe harbor, that was the end of it, psychologically speaking. That was the moment hope died. On May 29th, the dam broke. The Janissaries, the Sultan's elite troops, found a small opening. Constantine XI, the emperor, is said to have torn off his insignia and died in the melee like a common soldier. An end with honor. Mehmed rode into the Hagia Sophia, and the world was a different place. But do you know what's most incredible? Because of this fall, Greek scholars fled to Italy. They took their knowledge with them, thus sparking the Renaissance. Without the fall of Constantinople, there might be no Da Vinci's or Michelangelo's as we know them. Today, Constantinople is Istanbul, a city I highly recommend. But what do you think? Was it the technology of the cannons or that crazy ship transport over the mountain that made the difference? Let me know in the comments. I'll definitely reply. And if you enjoy this mix of history and technology, please subscribe. See you in the next video.